Hi everyone, welcome to the 2025 SkyRun virtual race briefing. Uh, from myself, Mike DeHaast and Adrian Safi, a very big welcome to the SkyRun this year. SkyRun is a race that doesn't just happen, so we just want to say thanks to a few people. Um, First of all, the landowners. They play a very vital, important role in allowing us to traverse their land, and we're very grateful for that. And secondly, our sponsors. This is the last year that K-WAY will be involved. Our sponsorship with them is coming to an end. So if there's anyone out there who wants to sponsor our race, we definitely want to talk to you. And then to other key sponsors, Sunto, Ledlenza, Race Food, and Munzi Water. Thanks, guys. We've had a long-term relationship with Sunto and Ledlenza, which spans back over 10 years, and we're extremely grateful to all our sponsors who the give us the opportunity to put this race on, because without them, you wouldn't be able to afford it. And then Skyron this year looks like a tricky one. Looks like it's going to be wet, but I'll leave that to AD to discuss the safety side of it. I'm going to talk a little bit about logistics. So I'm going to start off with registration. So registration starts in Lady Grey on Friday. This is for the 165 Ks at 9 a.m. and we finish 5 p.m. sharp. Guys, we don't really take anyone after 5 p.m. So please make an effort to get there on time. Registration does close at 5, and that is pretty strictly administered. In terms of the 38, registration is at War Trail Country Club, and that happens from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and again closes sharp, and then we have race briefing there, and then quick chat, and then 2 p.m. the race kicks off. The race in Lady Grey starts at 4 a.m., but we'll talk a little bit about those logistics. When you register, first of all, we ask you in the newsletter that we send out today, you'll get a link if you're doing the 100K to fill out the medical questionnaire. This is quite important because it actually allows us to get your medical history pre. Otherwise, you're going to be asked to fill in a form there. It's going to be available to anyone. This is part of a study. So we would encourage everyone to fill it out, because we've been doing the study now for the last 6 or 7 years, and the information is vital in terms of helping endurance athletes operate better in high altitude situations. So we encourage everyone to fill it out, but for the 100K, it's compulsory. And then please send it in before Thursday. And then, registration. So registration, you come up, you'll fill in an indemnity, and then you'll go to the table, and we will give you a envelope. Looks like this. We'll have your name on it, and inside will be a race bib, which you'll pin to your... It's got pins inside. You pin it to your vest or to your backpack. We don't really mind. And then the second part of that is you get a bag tag. We call it a bag tag. It's this little thing here. It's got a cable tie in the envelope, and you attach it to a loop on the back of your backpack. This is just a secondary timing chip, which allows us to have a redundancy in case you lose your bib or something happens. So so that's basically the registration process. You'll get your goodie bag, and then if you got any questions after this video session, Adrian will be available between 5 and 6 at the country club to take any questions that we might not have covered. But we do believe our information is very comprehensive, and that shouldn't be too many questions after this session. And then you go for your medical check, which is compulsory for the 100K, and then again you'll have another medical check at Ballach, which is again compulsory, and you have to pass both these medicals to continue in the race. Then in terms of other logistics, if you're camping at Lady Grey Country Club, we will have a shuttle operating from there to the start line from 3 a.m. The last shuttle leaves at about 25 to 4. So it's a quick shuttle in and out. If you want to leave your car at Lady Grey Country Club, you can do that. There's security, and they do lock it up there. And then you can retrieve your car either on Saturday evening or Sunday morning, depending when you finish the race and which shuttle you get back. Yeah, and then in terms of that, taxis are available. They can be booked at registration, and we have three times on Sunday and one time on Saturday. Saturday shuttle leaves at 8 p.m. and then the Sunday shuttle leaves at 6 a.m. I think 8 a.m. and then after the last runner finishes at 11 a.m. Yeah, that take cares of that, and you just book that at the registration process.
Correct.
Yeah. Then we talk about drop bags. Drop bags are not supplied by us. You have to bring your own drop bag. We've had a few questions about that. So, and again, these drop bags are transported on open trailers. We would suggest you use a dust-proof, waterproof thing. It looks pretty wet on Saturday, so make sure that your stuff is secure and preferably in a waterproof. So essentially what happens is there's two trailers at the start line. You bring your drop bag to the start line. They're clearly marked. We have a team there that manages the processes. So you take the drop bag for Ballach, you put it in the Ballach trailer. You take the drop bag for the finish line, you put it in the finish line trailer. So if you are doing the 65 and you've got a drop bag, please note that those drop bags will only be taken to the finish line after 10 p.m. on Saturday evening. So we wait for Ballach to close down. So that obviously happens after 8 o'clock. Then we've got to retrieve all the bags, bring them to the finish line. So don't expect your bag before 10 p.m. On Saturday evening. So then basically we encourage everyone to be at the start at least 20 minutes before. So at 3:40 a.m. And ready to go. And essentially that's really the logistics around the start. Just some additional information around your seconds and traveling and Ballach and etc. So at the moment, the roads to Ballach and to Wartrail Country Club are okay. They're not expecting too much rain in the next few days. However, there is a lot of rain forecast over the weekend, so these roads can get slippy. So we encourage people to drive slowly and just take caution. Ballach is accessible on a farm road. It's a single track in and out. So seconds park in a pre-designated parking area, and we shuttle them in and out. I just want to warn you that if the road into Ballach is inaccessible for our shuttle buses, then we will close Ballach down, and we won't actually allow it as a support station. But this will be confirmed prior to the race starting, or on Friday already, because obviously then you need to prepare with your drop bag, etc., etc. So this is just a heads up. There is a chance that we get a lot of rain, and that road becomes a real issue. So it's just a heads up at the stage, but we'll communicate should that occur. The road from Ballach to Wartrail again is a dirt road, and then you again drive carefully. Then just around the camping at Wartrail Country Club. So the camping is for the athlete for Saturday night is included in the entry. This is just the camping spot. If you're going to camp, you need to bring your own tent, your own sleeping bag, your own mattress, unless you've pre-booked a tent with us, which are now sold out. Otherwise, then you need to supply all of this equipment yourself. If you decide to stay Friday or Sunday as an athlete, you need to pay the additional fee for the camping, right? Guys, these communities, they rely on this money. It's an honorary system. So we encourage you to just, sort it out with them directly. And then obviously all your seconds pay per night. And that gets charged at the gate at Wartrail Country Club. There's no need to pre-book for Wartrail Country Club. For Lady Grey Country Club, you need to pre-book, and also your meals. So that's all in the race booklet. Just have a look at it, and you can contact Ellen if you haven't done that already. There is very limited restaurants available in Lady Grey, so we would suggest that you use the country club catering for food on Friday night if you're not catering for yourselves. That's pretty much me. I'm going to hand over to Adi, who's going to take you through the route and chat about a little bit about the safety, etc. Right?
Thanks, Mark. Okay, guys. Just before I start that, please. I saw now with the training camp, your drop bags, you're not glamping, you're camping. So keep it compact. We've got a lot of athletes drop bags to drop off there. We don't have massive trucks taking it through. So just remember the bare necessities to make it comfortable for yourself. Most of you are going to be going through the night in any event, so it might just be an add-on. All right, you all, no one that has entered the SkyRun can say they do not know what this race is about. It's hardcore, it's tough, it's rough, it's uncut, it's raw. And it is an adventure, and all adventures come with risk. SkyRun, more significant risk than most other races out there in the world. But you know this, you signed up for this, so be prepared. It's going to be a wet SkyRun this year, ladies and gents. There's no doubt about that. How wet? We're still waiting to determine. We are in constant communication with the weather forecasters that are keeping us updated. But you can be guaranteed that on Saturday you're going to get wet. You might be getting wet the whole day, or you might be getting wet for a large portion of that day. So be prepared. Our compulsory gear list is not negotiable. It's not, you can't discuss with us. It is the bare minimum. Don't come there with your lightest rain jacket. Don't come there with the lightest thermal top. Remember, as we've said in our race briefings before, and we said in our road shows, your outer gear, your rain jacket, your rain pants, that is your shelter. Should something happen to you, you are going to be stuck on that mountain for 5, 6 to 8 hours before you're going to be evacuated. Without this gear, you're in trouble. If it is really wet like they are predicting, I'm going to suggest that everyone just chucks in a little black rubbish bag in your backpacks, because that is amazing. You just cut a hole for your head, and you cut a hole for your arm, you put it under your jackets, and you're super warm and dry. Remember, it's important that your hands, your extremities are kept warm, because if your hands are messed, you're not wanting to eat. If you're not eating, you're not fueling your system, you become a problem on the mountain. So make sure that you come with the right gear. We will update you all on Friday regarding the weather, and if necessary, we'll send out another newsletter or just a communique in the week if things do drastically change. Your safety is the most important. The athlete safety is the most important for us. So we will make calls based on the expert advice given to us regarding weather. We do not want to put anyone unnecessarily at risk. There is enough risk just doing this event, but we do not want to put you at risk should things really turn bad on race weekend. But we got faith. We know that you guys are all prepared, and we know that the weather will give us a great window. Very important. It is your job to report to the marshals en route. They're not going to look out for you because there's 10 or 15 people coming past them. If you do not report to the marshals, and we are about to close that station, and we see that Yanni and Pity and Mary aren't ticked off, we put in search and rescue protocols immediately. So we're going to have a lot of people searching for you unnecessarily if you just didn't report to the marshals. It is very important, people. This is the onus on you. Report to our marshals. Make eye contact. Make sure they have ticked you off before just moving on, and scan. You will be physically scanned. But don't just assume. Assumption is the mother of all, whatever they say. Make sure you report to the marshals. That's the first thing. The second thing, we have got very, very strict cutoffs on this race. 9 o'clock at Olympus. If you do not make the 9 o'clock cutoff, even if you're 9:01, you're coming down the mountain. In 29 years, plus all the training camps we have done, if you're not making Olympus by 9 o'clock, you will never, ever make the cutoff at Baloch, which is 7 o'clock in time. And if you do happen to make the cutoff at Baloch at 7 o'clock, the possibilities of, I'm talking about the 100K athletes now, the possibility of you making the cutoffs further down the route, the 6 o'clock cutoff at the turn, and the 12 o'clock cutoff at Edgehill, and sorry, so 12 o'clock cutoff at Edgehill and the 6 o'clock cutoff at the turn is very, very slim. So don't try and base your run on just making the cutoffs. That's not the way to approach the skyrun. Get there well in advance. I'm at Belloch, and if you're not leaving Belloch before 8 o'clock, you're going to be putting yourself at risk and you're just going to be delaying the race. I know we got certain times. You got to be out of Belloch by 8 o'clock. But those people that are coming out of Belloch by 8 o'clock that are doing the 100K, your chances of finishing the race, very slim. So what I'm trying to say to you is don't dawdle on the route. Get through this course. Enjoy the course and your time afterwards at the finish line. There's no, it's a fine line, this event. There's only like maybe 5% of the athletes that really race this. The rest of us survive it. So make sure you are the least amount of time in the mountains as possible. In the case of emergency procedure, number one, self-rescue. Firstly, get yourself to the nearest checkpoint. Remember, we do have sweepers at the back, but they sweep in the field. As I've said, and as you can see from the race booklets, the furthest distance between checkpoints is 16 kilometers. That's between Edgehill and the turn. But we've got a manned compulsory waypoint, the bridle pass, that is manned. So at any given stage, the maximum distance you are away from a marshal is 5 to 6 k's on this whole route. Make sure you get that 5 to 6 k's to your next marshals where there should be medics and people to help you off the mountain. So self-rescue is number one. If you've got to hobble along, you hobble along. When our sweepers pick you up, they'll assist you. And make sure that you notify your fellow athletes to inform the people ahead that there is an athlete that's got a calf injury or ankle injury or something like that. If you cannot move, stay on the route, report it to athletes to assist. The emergency phone numbers, there was a typo in the race book regarding my number and I think Mike's number. Apologies, Gremlins got in there. But on your bib, the emergency numbers will be over there. So there's my number because I'm on the mountain. And there's the IP phone where Mike will be available. So those are the emergency numbers. If you do not have signal, just move a bit higher until you get signal. There is reasonable coverage, but don't stay where you get signal because then you're off the route. We've had this before. Athletes went up in the mountain to go and get signal. They didn't come down back to the route. We were searching high and low for them, but they were like 300 meters off the route. So once you've made communications, go back down to the route that's on your GPX. Make sure that you guys and girls have all got the race loaded on your watches, on your handhelds, and use it. Time and time again, people follow people, and then the first car goes wrong. Then there's 15 people going wrong because no one's actually monitoring their GPX track. So make sure you use it, especially if we're going to get the weather that we were expecting. The cloud cover could be low, it could be misty. Your vision, your vision might not be as great as it is on normal days. Make sure you're on your devices. Like I said before, carry a small power bank with your charging cable. So I would carry my charging cable for my GPX and a charging cable for my telephone in case there is issues. And a very small power bank. It weighs nothing, but it's good just to have. Cold destroys battery life. Remember that. Then, people, it's very important. If you come into Belloch and you're doing the 100K or the 65K and you require a drip, you're out of the race. If you need to be put onto a drip, we're going to pull you from the course. So no one that gets a drip or is in need of a drip can continue on the route. It's very important to note that. So don't look after yourself, look after your hydration. The roads up to Olympus are very bad. So we won't be taking water up to Olympus. Although there's a lot of rain around, your first proper water that you can source is at Snowdon, which is about 31 kilometers into the run. So for 31 kilometers, you're self-sufficient when it regarding water. Carry enough water from the start, people. It's very important. If you do find water on the mountain, if it has rained, make sure you drink it from a source that there's no animal dung and animal footprints around, or it is flowing. Because there's a lot of these little fountains that come up when it rains like that. Just make sure that you're not drinking stagnant water and you're drinking water that's flowing, or you get a lot of water in these little rock when it's just rained down in these little rock, it almost look like a little basin that you can drink. That's just pure rainwater. But don't. There's a lot of animals and cattle up there, so don't just drink water from any stagnant source. Yeah, make sure that you use your compulsory gear. Have it ready. Rather put it on sooner rather than later, and your safety comes first. But you in control of your safety. Don't make your safety someone else's issue because it's unnecessary. I'm sure you're going to have an awesome run. Make sure your headlights are charged. Make sure your gear is warm. Make sure your feet are lubed, especially if it's wet. It's a different beast. And we'll be out there and we'll see you on the route. And those 100K athletes, remember, in and out of Barrach as soon as possible, in and out of Edgehill as soon as possible, and in and out of the hut as soon as possible, because those are little traps that keep you there. And very soon you're going to be doing 2 or 3, 4 hours extra on your time because you are taking too long in these little refuges. We look forward to seeing you. I am available at registration, especially in the afternoon part. So if you've got any questions, ask me. And as Mike said, we're getting a lot of questions. Own tents at War Trail and book your meals in Lady Grey today, tomorrow. Let them cater for you guys. And we'll see you in a few days' time.
Guys, just one more thing. Thanks, Adi. Just with regards to the compulsory gear check, a lot of races check this at registration. We don't. Okay, we check it on the mountain. There will be a compulsory gear check at Olympus. If you don't have the gear, you will be brought off the mountain. Right? We have a taxi service from there to the finish line, and you will be transported home. Same with the 38K. Guys, don't think the 38K is just a walk in the park. Right? It's a night run. It happens in late afternoon. The weather is in. All the compulsory gear. It's the same gear. It's the same high mountains. And you will be checked on the mountain at Edgehill before you go through. Right? So don't bring your backpacks and everything to registration. It's unnecessary. Just take all the gear on the mountain and we'll check it there. We should look forward to it. Safe travels. And from Adi and me, we'll see you in Lady Grey on Friday. Thanks, guys.
Before 5 o'clock, people.